Now getting down to some of my favorites in the line. Because this line was different than Hasbro, as it came with announcers and stuff. So anybody who was on the mic, Shane O'Mac at this time was just an announcer, and then came into the corporation and they made a version of him with the mic. You also got him as a wrestler, which I thought was cool. They made a Shane O'Mac wrestler fig with the X-Punk shirt on when he was feuding with DX and X-Pac over the European title, I think it was. You got Commissioner Slaughter. Attention! I don't know, you know, a bad Slaughter impersonation. But good likeness on the face there with the jaw and the nose and stuff. And there's Commissioner Slaughter. He has some papers there. And I actually think there is some stuff wrote on. If we can get the paper in front of there and zoom in, would we be able to see what is wrote? No. I'm thinking we're not going to be able to see what is wrote. That's about as good as I can get. There we go. Now you can probably see what is wrote. It's actually a warning label, actually, on the pad. I never noticed that before, but there it is. That's a Sergeant Slaughter's a toy warning label. Then you got Jim Cornette, you know, who I like as a manager. He has his famous tennis racket that we held on to. You can't have him without his tennis racket. He got his glasses on. I guess you could use him as an announcer. Back then he was. He also managed, you know, Yokozuna and Hart and Bulldog there for a while, among a few others. But those were the big ones that he did. Jim Cornette, you know, a legend in the business as a manager. And there you have the likeness of Jim Cornette you got. Then you got old HBK when he came in as Commissioner Michaels, and he dropped his suitcase. But you seen he came with the suitcase, and they got him in his brown suit that he came in with. I think he came with his brown cowboy hat. I'm not sure. We can always put a different hat on him though, if you want to see what he looks like with the hat on. And we'll just take one from Old Taker. How about that? And put it on there and see what he looks like. Not the best, but you know, he did come out with the cowboy hat on. There we go, a little better. Sean in the cowboy hat. You know, he wore a little bit different hat than the Taker, but if you wanted to display him with a hat, you could. All the accessories would fit most every character on here, which was a cool thing about Jakks. So you have Commissioner HBK. Then we got a HBK that is actually one of the first HBK figures my brother picked up at a show when we went. He has some damage to him on the tights, which I think we could fix, actually. But there's a HBK. You got the Rocky Maivia. That was his debut attire. And if I can do the bone crunching action, like, there we go. Hopefully everybody hears those little pops. See if I can get it going. Like, it was actually kind of just like one pop. Oh, there we go. So there's the bone crunching action feature that they had. So it kind of had a little articulation with the bendable arms and stuff. But you look Rock with his mushroom head haircut and everything, when he was just Rocky Maivia. Then you got the Rocky Maivia when he went to The Rock, and as you can see on the back, and look at that, made in China, surprise, surprise. The Rock, you know. This was a better figure, had his bull tattoo, had the people's eyebrow going, better likeness I thought, better body. I liked this Rock way better than the other version, and there you can see the two together. They did a heck of a better job on molding the second Rock, and that's one thing that Jakks did. They got better on their molds, which made you want their figures even more. Now going to my last part of the guys here laying on the floor that I have displaying and showcasing for you is none other than my Stone Cold figures. And we're going to go from the first Stone Cold that was released when he was more, when he was just becoming Stone Cold. Even the stars on the boots that he had as Ringmaster were still there on this figure, but he was released as Stone Cold Steve Austin. I remember there was a Signature Series figure of him like this that we did not get because it was on his skin. So, there you go. Here's one that we picked up that was a Signature Series that had a signature onto his jeans. As you can see there, Signature Series. Stone Cold. Has his Austin 316 shirt, smoking skull on the back. Well, not really smoking, but the version of the skull just, and they couldn't smoke it, I guess. Austin 316 on the front. Bad likeness of Austin on all these figures, really. I mean, I'll show you the best likeness of him, but that's not a very good likeness of Austin, if you ask me. His eyes are bug-eyed, and he's got this look on his face like he's worried. Here's another little better likeness here on this one of Stone Cold, but still iffy. But he had his Don't Trust Anybody shirt on the back. It had nothing. Black pants. We got a hold of every Stone Cold figure we could because I was a big Stone Cold fan and my brother was as well. My brother more leaned towards The Rock. I was a big Stone Cold fan, so I think I tried to pick up a lot of the Stone Cold figures. Don't Trust Anybody. And then my favorite of the line, just because of the mold on this one and the jacket that came with it, with the Austin 316 and the logo, and had the best likeness of Austin out of all of them. Even the earring was there. So that was a big plus in my book, the detail that they would pay attention to, and that was the best Austin that I thought they came with today. And then one more Austin they had was another. It was more like the signature Austin, but different. Had that face, you know. Austin 316 on the front. The smoking skull on the back this time instead of just the skull with no smoke. But still didn't like this one as good because the Austin 316 was real small. It wasn't like that. It was more like the other version. And I'll put these two side by side so you can see. Austin 316 on each shirt. See how much smaller it was than that one. But when you flipped it over the back, I would have liked to have actually this skull on this back. But, you know, you could probably get a little touch-up paint. Do that to yourself if you wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. So there they are. Both, all my Austin figs. And now I've set up a couple scenes and a little overview of all the figs laying out on the floor that I got. Spread out, stacked up, get a big view of them. Now, what we're going to go to is, what's going on over here? We got a little dumpster match going on. I've set up a little scenario like often you'd see on the back of the packages of these figures, and it's a familiar scenario. The New Age Outlaws are trying to put Cactus Jack, aka Mankind. He's got Sacco on there, as you can see. They're trying to throw him in the dumpster. Remember WrestleMania 14? I do. So if you remember WrestleMania 14, you know what I'm going for. So I just strung out some accessories. This is more like to get you to see some of the accessories. There's some more figs actually in this, so I thought that'd make it a little bit more interesting. You got a kitchen sink. You have a bench, bar stool, stop sign, a ladder over there they released. There's a tire over there, a lamp laying out, a busted CD tower, CD still in it, trash can, that lid did come off and you could use the lid as a weapon, broom, and then over here you had standing over here watching what was going on and laughing about it probably, none other than Chyna and her man Triple H at the time, and there you had Crazy X-Pac back there, and then a close-up shot of, let's just dump him into the trash can like he's supposed to be, put him in there, now he's in there, the dumpster match accessory was pretty cool. I liked it. We stored a lot of weapons with it too. But there's Road Dogg, DX shirt, you know, the chainer, his good tattoos on. His arms, I don't even think those were his real tattoos. RD on the side. Had a good likeness with his attire. Not a good likeness in the face though, just like I always said, their faces weren't always the best. But overall I liked this figure. I'm going to stand him over there with the rest of the DX and get a full shot of these guys.